Hi and welcome back, and thank you for joining me. My name is Magnus Mulliner and welcome to naturalnews.tv. I've been kindly given permission on this investigative journey to identify some serial killers. And as I said in my last recording, what I'd like you to do is to join me on this journey just to identify some of the things that you will find in our packages. Now, generally what I do with my clients is I invite them on that journey to actually start to read labels, and to the degree that they're open to that, they will be able to see exactly what is in a packet of, a tin of, etc. And as you've heard me say before, anything with a shelf life does not have a shelf life. So what I'm going to do is have a look at some cereals on the side here, and I've put aside, or when I said serial killer, by the way, C-E-R-E-A-L. So the serial killers, you'll find quite a few of them on here because, not surprisingly, we find Kellogg's. And I'm not here to name brands or anything. I think it says, yes, Kellogg's, sorry, is for you to obviously make some changes. But if you add any of these brands that I'm going to show you into your diet, well, you won't go to your doctor if you do it once. You've got to keep overeating on it for then go to your doctor because you become sick. So what I'm going to do is have a look at some of what's on the packages, and I'm just going to grab any of these ones and you can observe this with me. Let's have a look at what we got here in Shreddies. And obviously a lot of it tells you what's on there, but let's look what's on in there. It's got ingredients: whole grain wheat. So 94.9% has obviously got gluten in it, and then we've also got sugar, so it's second on the list. And then in third on the list is inverted sugar syrup and barley malt extract and salt. So 3 of the 4 sins, remember I was talking about what I call the sins, would be salt, sugar, pasteurization and gluten. Those things, unless they're in the right actual combination, but white flour especially, has been clearly shown to lead to cancers, coronary heart disease and a lot of other chronic diseases. But while I'm here, let me also look at another brand. Let's go and pick, I don't know, there's some more Kellogg's here. Optivita, and it's a raisin oat crisp. So again, if you want to have a look at what's on the box here, we will find it tells you everything that says good about it, and it even goes to the Queen as well, appointed to Her Majesty the Queen. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong side. There we go. So ingredients: whole grain cereal, so 53% contains gluten. Whole oat flour, brown rice, wheat, raisins, oat bran. It's got sugar in there again, that class A drug, honey, potassium, niacin, and it's got also vitamins and minerals that may not be recognised by your body anyway. Contains nuts, wheat, oats and barley. Again, interesting, because as I've been mentioning to you, if you want to take control of your health, you need to become aware of what you're actually putting into your first brain, which would be your stomach. Now here we got something from Nestle, and they have Cheerios, very common. Probably in all countries and across the globe. Again, we want to have a look at what's in here, all the wonderful nutritional values. And if I need to turn to the, oops, excuse me, I need to pick that one up in a moment. They actually haven't got it where I thought they would have it. Okay, ingredients: whole grain, 77.8% whole grain oats, whole grain wheat, so it's all got gluten in there. Whole grain barley, more gluten. Whole grain rice, oh, that's good. It's got some maize, and then sugar, inverted brown syrup, and more sugar, and it's got caramel in there, and it says tocopherols. Remember, there's about, if you're looking at vitamin E, you're probably looking at about how much have we got vitamin E? There are 8 different types of vitamin E, in which case only one of them is likely to be in there when it says tocopherols. And then you've obviously got your Weetabix, and on there we'll have gluten, and it'll have sugar in there, it will also have salt. And remember, the 4th, what I call sin, would be pasteurization. There's nothing healthy in pasteurized milk at all. So on here, what I picked out are some other cereals that you could maybe choose if you want to stop yourself from becoming a serial killer and feeding this to your children. Quinoa or quinoa. Okay, in there has got many good amino acids, and it is just quinoa. That's all. Another one I find interesting, although the grains haven't been sprouted, it's gluten-free, purely oaty, fruity nut cereal. And in here, as I say, it's a breakfast cereal with gluten-free granola, free rolled oats, rice, flour, and that's it. So there's no sugar in there or anything. So that again would be maybe a next best choice, bearing in mind that the nuts and seeds haven't actually been sprouted. One of my favourites, Kalo, and my wife and I actually buy the organic unsalted rice cakes. It's pretty neutral in the food, but then we add some fat onto it, which is good, usually in the format of butter. Saturated fat, remember, is good for you as long as it doesn't contain toxins. But anyway, coming back to Kalo, natural puffed rice, and that's literally all that's in there. And then if you do choose to, as a better choice for milk, I would suggest, unfortunately if it is pasteurised, would be goat's milk. And the other cereal that's actually hidden behind here is another organics brand, and it's got the Soil Association, and it's also wheat free. I don't know if it's gluten free, but it states that it's wheat free, and there's no added sugar or salt, and it's low in fat and high in fibre. I'm not into the low in fat because fat actually is good for you, especially saturated fat. But that's just an example of when you typically go into any superstore that you will be able to identify and do your own due diligence by reading labels. And I love to do that, and if you find that sugar, which is a Class A drug, is actually on the list, then you do have a smarter choice to make. But like I said before, if you are more alive than that which you're about to consume, you have a better choice to make, because unfortunately or fortunately you could choose what your grandmother used to eat and that will better serve you. So all the cereal killers, the Nestle and the Kellogg's, they're all here with the big brand names, advertising to kids with the loops, and they've got little bumblebees and all the rest of it. And trust me, I'm not a doctor. However, if you want to stop yourself from becoming a serial killer, you do have smarter choices to make. Porridge oats, if you can look for a brand that's also gluten-free, would be better, because sometimes the transport mechanism, and if it's also in the same building as when it's handling gluten and so on, won't serve you. But that is a wonderful opportunity for you again to become empowered, take control of your health, as in what you put in your mouth. So yeah, loads and loads of brands here, and I would say over 95, probably more than 95% of what is sold, unfortunately, in this store is dead, dysfunctional, denatured, demineralized products. And when you eat them, they may taste good, but in order to be absorbed, digested, assimilated and eliminated, they will cost more than they deliver to you. As always, have fun, and thank you for embarking on this journey to find those serial killers. And my hope is, like I said, you'll make smarter choices. My love to you all. Bye for now.